Ijaw leaders of thought lambast Chief Nyesom Wike for attempting to portray the Opobo kingdom as not true Ijaw. Ha! Now wow. Hey. So he's trying to slide some people of Rivers State now. Because he himself is an Ijaw. He's not an Ijaw now because he's from Rivers State mainland, which is Ikwere. Eh? So now he has said something now that is bringing back, backlash for him. Let's see what he said that is making the Opobo people very angry now. Chief Nyesom Wike, the singing and dancing politician of Ikwere extraction, is a lawyer. Okay, as a Nigerian-made lawyer, it is expected that he enjoyed being introduced into the creative world of giant Nigerian writers like Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, J.P. Clark, Olarotimi, and a string of others. Even if it turns out to be a mere assumption that he knew Olarotimi, the famous dramatist, on a personal basis, okay, in his heydays at Uniport, it is likely that Nyesom Wike never encountered that seminal title. The gods are not to blame. Our amiable comedian in charge of the Federal Capital Territory is only a year older than Olarotimi's masterpiece, although the tale traces its roots to the Yoruba cultural soil. The lessons drawn from it make it universal and difficult to avoid. So if by default as a law student or by coincidence Nyesom Wike read that piece of drama, he should remember how the powerful and the valorous King Odewale was led to a damning fall by hubristic pride. That's a very good beginning. I love that. The defining incident of hubris in the play is Odewale's murder of a man who was later revealed as his biological father. Odewale killed the old man, King Adetusa, simply because the man insulted his tribe. The statement, Bushman from Ijekun, okay, perhaps sounded innocuous to the older man who pelted it, but Odewale gave it a more profound interpretation and accordingly reacted. Rightly or wrongly, Odewale demonstrated that his tribe, ancestry, or history deserve protection and respect. The lesson Olarotimi generously present is that there are consequences for denigrating and disparaging other people and their origins. Nyesom Wike, probably under the influence of narcotics or the capricious authority of some malevolent forces, crossed the red line by insinuating that the people of Opobo are not true Ijaws. The Ijaw man will neither fight Nyesom Wike for his uncouth or puerile comments about the Ijaws, particularly the people of Opobo, nor the Ikwere nation of the misfortune of having an uncultured and ill-mannered warmonger as a son. However, it is pertinent to share what Nyesom Wike has, knowingly or unknowingly, unveiled about his character and background. It is time his fans and traducers understand more deeply about a man whose pride and poor foundational molding are about to hunt down from his place of grace. Yes, the nuisance value, which has always attracted him sympathy and patronage, will soon plunge him into political decline and extinction. Taking from his comment on the Opobo Ijaws, the former governor of Rivers State undoubtedly has a hollow sense of history and is culturally bankrupt. His lack of historical and cultural knowledge is unclad and sadly so. Dr. Ruben Abati was the first to expose that Nyesom Wike is empty and shallow in this regard and ready to undertake any adventure to perpetually enjoy political relevance and security. Wike's cultural and historical illiteracy can be cured if he is prepared to accept just a 1-hour tutorial from Professor Ebiegberi Joe Alagoa, the living encyclopedia of past events. E.J. Alagoa, the most sacred oracle of history in the Niger Delta, will be glad to educate him on the fact that Opobo is called Ijaw and nobody is more Ijaw than Opobo. Perhaps Nyesom Wike would go on a fact-finding mission to Bonny to know that Jaja, who led the migrant group from Bonny to establish Opobo in 1869, was the head of Annie Pepo, House of Bonny, and a direct descendant of King Opugbo and Fubara were brothers from a union between King Perekule and Okuru, the daughter of a previous king. Amakri Perekule Pepo became king of Bonny around 1695, and Fubara and Opugbo succeeded him. Precisely, Fubara ascended the throne in 1792. Kingship in Bonny still reside with the lineage of Perekule, Bonny Ibani, from where Opobo migrated, is still known as Okoloba in the Okolokuma Axis of Bayelsa State. So the Bonny people are known to come from the Isedani lineage of the Kolokuma, and by default, the Opobo people are from Bayelsa State. Opobo is an original Ijaw town and a pride of the Ijaw nation. Nyesom Wike's false sense of protection and control is also partly responsible for the political doom he is fated to meet before the end of this dispensation. His promise to respond to the Ijaws and all the various critics of his inglorious expedition to take the head of the governor of Rivers State is because of the self-delusion that he has the machinery of state under his command. Nobody is afraid of whatever blackmail and propaganda he is preparing to negatively portray the governor and his Ijaw brothers. The world already knows that blackmail and propaganda are his stock in trade. 1,000 intellectuals in Ijaw land are ready to give it back to him should he throw tantrums. Oh boy. This is a very serious one now that is on him. As a politician of many years standing, Nyesom Wike ought to have been sensible enough to understand that His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara is the one with the political muscles to rescue him when he is booted out eventually by his new allies. Governor Sim Fubara, a blue-blooded Ijaw son who understands the principles of provocation and retaliation in Ijaw warfare, will not fight against a benefactor unless prompted by divine justice. So the Asawana chant that Nyesom Wike referred to with scorn is a reminder of the fact that the Ijaws fight only justifiable causes. Ijaw wars are always against oppression, injustice, and intimidation. Asawana is never shouted to threaten anyone, but encourages youth to stand for truth and justice. That is why Wike would not provoke the sleeping giant. For Chief Nyesom Wike to escape the approaching storm, he should humble himself, repent of his rancorous attitude, and make peace with all foes and allies. He should be aware that the battle he plots will fail woefully and backfire in the long run because it is against an innocent, patriotic, and loyal man. Anyone who thinks the governor will sit back and allow enemies to capture him and pluck him down is daydreaming. Chinua Achebe enlightens all politicians with a defense strategy in his Things Fall Apart. He wrote, Eneke the bird says that since men have learned to shoot without missing, he has learned to fly without perching. Chief Wike must also know that he is only an appointee whose fate lies with the appointer to manipulate as he wishes. As an appointee, he can be easily distracted out of office. Now it's Martino. They don't give Wike back. I'm telling you, he's getting close to a downfall if he's not taken. He is full of pride and he will not change. So, and pride goes before a fall. So now that pride has gone out of him, definitely a fall is close. That is the way I say it. Now the people of Opobo, the Ijaw, they have written to him now and have made him understand that he's treading on the wrong path. So always confuse the reverse people. Now, Opobo not be Igbo again, now Ijaw now. Okay, bunch of outcasts from Ijaw and Igbo. When camp full, Rivers State start to declaim ethnicity. Ikwere man, when not know where he people from. They tell another person say Opobo not be true Ijaw. Not be smart, you know. It is a case of an animal called elephant whose eggs were buried in an attempt to become the king of animals on a grave decorated platform minister in a strange land. Wike, little Hitler of our time, we are watching. Not be smart, you know. Wike is an agent of darkness. Nothing good ever comes from him. He is only a friend. His only friend is money. Whereas one except the query. Some facts must be corrected here. The fine tuning of the story king, Jaja Opobo, goes back to the history books and find out his true history. Check out his Igbo ancestry, etc. In the end, stop envying Wike. Can you imagine what they're saying there? It just not the take last to Wike leave Fubara sim to govern River State. You can help for advice if he comes to you. As a German, he will rule. We will leave him to his River State people who voted him in. You were helped, okay, even where you are now. President Tinubu, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, helped you. Opobo people know their root, unlike the Ikwere that claim they originated from Benin. Not be smart, you know. Who is this fake Wike claiming to be Ikwere? That is an adulteration of Nkere from Igbo land, yet claiming not to be Igbo man and helping to thwart Igbo presidency. It is a case of pot calling kettle black. Now, wow. So, Wike, get ready for the battle ahead. Thank you for listening. Let's have your comment.